Hey there, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most powerful coherent energy that you can have as a leader, as an individual, as a team, a company, an organization to be able to prevail over any challenge or obstacle or goal or conflict or confusion or incoherence that you may be facing. Because let's face it, energy is definitely the most important resource that we have. Without energy, not much else can happen. Even Einstein said, energy is everything, that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you wish to create, and you cannot help but create that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. So I'm going to share with you why energy is so important, and especially coherent energy, the 3 reasons why it's so important. I'm then going to break down the different types of energy frequencies, and then I'm going to tell you about the most powerful coherent energy frequency that you need to be developing and culturing as a leader, as a team, as an organization. Now, I'm sharing this based on my experience, having been a competitive athlete, runner, and rugby player, having won national, regional, and provincial titles. I'm sharing this also based on my experience of being a full-time meditating monk for 10 years, which represents over tens of thousands of hours of deep silent meditation. I'm also sharing this based on my experience of working with CEOs and their teams on 4 different continents over the last couple of decades, really helping them have the energy they require, the coherence they require to prevail. And also working with and studying with and learning from some of the top neuroscience and high-performance studies in the world. Now, there are 3 reasons why energy is so important, as far as I can work out. The first is because it allows you to live the 0 factor, which is the time between having a great idea and then acting on that idea. So, for example, it could be in a tennis game, you see an opportunity to play a winning shot, you play that shot, and it works. Could be in a marketplace, you see a need not being fulfilled, you act on it, and it works. So, it's that ability to live that 0 factor and have little time between knowing and acting, and being able to have that right thought, clarity, and creativity at the right time. David Lynch has a great story where someone on a set comes up to him and says, "Hey, I got an idea for this scene." And he says, "Well, that's a great idea, but it's not the right idea for right now." So more coherent energy allows you to have more of that right clarity and creativity at the right time. No point having that at the wrong time. So the second reason why it's so important, because it allows you to utilize more of your competence, more of your confidence, more of your ability to connect with yourself and others. With coherent energy, you're just able to do that and utilize that more. You know, no good having great confidence and competence and ability to connect, but you just don't have the energy to utilize it. So the third reason why it's so important to have coherent energy is because it allows the possibility for something better to happen. If you want to believe in something that hasn't yet happened, if you want more of that clarity and creativity for what you want to see happen, then it starts with good coherent energy, which gives you the deserving power to make that influence, to make something happen. Now, I'm just going to quickly break down the different types of energy frequencies and then tell you about the most powerful energy frequency that you want to be activating. So, the first one is, just in this diagram here, we have like an example of circumstances and environment up here. Here we have like active energy levels in our mind and body, and then there's more subtle layers of this. So I'm just going to break this down. So the first type of energy that we can have is what we call gamma energy frequency, which is a very focused, concentrated energy when we put our attention on something specific. And this energy is very excited, it's very alert, and it's necessary for when we focus and when we concentrate. But it's still very alert and very activated, right? The next type of energy frequency is what they call beta frequency, which is when we process information from what we're focusing on. If we're looking at our computer screen, then we're activating our gamma, but then we're also looking at details within our computer screen to process from that. And so that's also a very active, alert frequency, not as active as the gamma frequency, but still very alert and is involved a lot in analyzing. The next type of frequency that we can activate or we do activate, is when we sleep and dream, or when we're in a relaxed kind of meditative state or a dreaming state. And this is the delta and theta. And these are very slow, relaxed frequencies. And all these frequencies are necessary to function and live, obviously, and lead. But what is the most powerful coherent frequency we can have? And it's what we call this global alpha frequency, which encompasses both the alert frequencies of gamma and beta, and also the more restful, relaxed frequencies of delta and theta. And they call this global alpha frequency, or global alpha energy, as I like to relate to it better. So how do we activate this global alpha energy frequency? And what this does is they've actually found that world-class athletes, business leaders, and musicians actually have large amounts of this global alpha frequency in their brain functioning when they're functioning at their best. Doesn't mean that they can't fall from that, but when they are at their best, they have a lot of global alpha. And this allows them to have more of the right thoughts, clarity, and creativity at the right time, and actually have up to 5 times less thoughts than the average person. So how do we activate this global alpha energy? Well, it's by traversing all these different frequencies, or transcending all these different frequencies to get to the most unified, coherent energy frequency, that most settled state where all these active frequencies actually come from. So as we're able to bring our attention more deeply inward and more settledness, then we get connected to this unified, coherent energy, which activates this global alpha energy frequency. And so at the same time, you have the delta and theta. You're relaxed and calm. You're also able to process more clearly, and you're also able to focus more clearly, all at the same time. So one of our top clients was doing a multi-billion-dollar deal, the biggest deal he's ever done, and involved long hours, tight time frames, many multiple no-go hurdles, and many possibilities for stress. And he said, despite that, he felt like he was the eye of the storm. All was calm and relaxed, and as a result, things fell into place because he was in this global alpha state. He was able to have more intuitive power to pick up on that right powerful thought at the right time, in which to integrate into his circumstances and environment and make the deal work. So this is the real underpinnings of high performance. If you want more clarity, if you want more creativity, if you want more ability to influence your circumstances and environment, then you need more of this global alpha energy and frequency to be able to do that. And this is what we do as new Maverick development advisors, is that we are able to utilize and implement techniques, technologies, and programs that will actually allow individuals to activate more of this global alpha. And this is why we can ensure CEOs and leaders and teams and organizations get the results they want, because the team and the leader with the most global alpha coherence is the one that will always prevail over all the complications and issues and problems and incoherences and confusion and challenges, and able to bring things to the next level. So there you go. And any support or assistance or questions or comments you have about this, more than happy to support you on it.